Welcome everyone, my name is David Bowler, I'm the creator of GODZ, and today we're finally going to reveal the website. And ta-da! We're finally ready to show off the new website. What has been once in the works basically finally has come to an end, and we can focus on content now. This is very important, for this to be done, obviously, because we needed some kind of a place where people, can find all the information and, also have all their questions answered. So let's just dive into it. I already recorded this video, but it turned out to be way too long, and I don't think anybody wants to sit for like an hour and a half of website discussions. So let's just do this again. Let's do it a lot shorter, a lot preciser, and to the point. You will see very minimal interface here. The idea for this came because we have so many menu items that it was just simply not possible to do it that way. And I also really like this. It sort of has like an app type of feeling. So if you want to view any particular pages, just go to the hamburger menu, click on it, and you'll find it here. And also, like we talk a lot about this later, you can launch the Start app. That's not functional yet, and will probably be functional by tomorrow, and that will load up the app. Then here on the top here, we have a little slider menu basically that shows you some different views of the different topics. Then we have like a hero section that just gives you like a brief description on what GODZ is about. You always have to remember there's people who know absolutely nothing about this. They have never seen anything like this, and they just looking at this for the first time. So you have to make it super simple, for people to get into it. If you click out here, you'll get to a story section. And also here, that's brand new actually. I just thought of this yesterday. It's like a galactic advent calendar. That starts in December 1st, and you'll get like a new alien for every day, of December until Christmas. But we'll talk about this a little bit later. Then you have your basic sections of what GODZ is. You have the Stargazer Layer game. That'll bring you to the game section. You will have the anime, that'll bring you to the anime section, and you have the graphic novel, bring you to the graphic novel section. But I really like the way those cards are done, because it gives you a really good visual impression of what it is, and also on the back of the card it will give you like the information. Then Contra Arcturus has sort of become the mascot of GODZ and sort of become the host. So you will see this being in a lot of places, in the graphic novel, in the anime, in the game, sort of like leading you through the story. It's sort of like a little bit hand-holding, but he also has a lot of, like, it's an androgynous being, so it has a lot to offer. You can also become a Stargazer Lara founder. Now that's the Web3 part, and if you click on this, you will eventually get to the Web3 section. We'll talk about that in a little while. There's 4 different ways that you can really get involved in GODZ. Also, like I showed this with these cards, these 3D cards, you can get involved with Web3. Here, find out more about it. You can join Galactic Family, and this is not a cult, this is a membership program. Essentially going to be like replacing Patreon. Then you can watch on streaming, and this will get you to the anime section, and you can download it on Steam, and that will get you to the gaming section. Then at the bottom here, a little section about myself. I just figure it makes it a little more personable if people see who's actually behind the project. And a lot of people have asked questions on social media about like the basic questions: where can I see this, where can I buy this, how can I get involved. So this FAQ will essentially answer all those questions. You can just click if you see like, oh yeah, I want to find out more about this, what language is GODZ going to be available in. You click here and it will tell you the answer. So I have a few facts actually scattered across the site for various topics, and help you essentially just answer like the really simple questions, so you don't have to write like DMs. Then also here, I really encourage you to join the Patreon. I'll be on Patreon almost every day, and we have a really great mod team there, and there's a lot of friendly people, and you can have a lot of discussions. We actually have an alien talk channel where you can talk about your experiences. And then at the bottom here, we have a newsletter. I really would like you to subscribe to this newsletter, because I'll be giving away a lot of discounts and a lot of information, and eventually you're going to be getting free stuff like free comics and stuff like that through the newsletter. At the very bottom here is social media. A lot of you already know about this. So let's move on. We move on to the stories section. Now, I thought it would be a really good idea to sort of like give a rundown of the overall big story. So like it's sort of like the beginning of the universe and what is it really all about. So you will see that here. There will be 5 unique viewpoints for the SkyGods universe. The first one will be Stargazer Lyra. The second one will be Stargazer Gaia, which basically will be in production at the same time. But they're like very different, because this is Gaia is gonna be the ancient astronaut thing on Earth. So this is sort of like a little bit separate. But the Orion, Arcturus, and Sirius will obviously all tie in. So at the end of the day, at the end of the next year, as a matter of fact, when the big game is being published and all the graphic novels and everything, you'll have the big picture on what's happening here. And the game will basically be involving all of those star systems. So you can hop from Orion to Sirius, from Arcturus to Lyra, and so on and so on. Now I put together a little roadmap here. There's another roadmap on a different place, but they'll just give you some sort of an overview. Roadmaps are always like a tricky type of scenario, because almost nobody really, keeps everything that they're writing here. It's supposed to be like a guide map, would probably be a better word, but still it gives you some sort of an idea what you can expect. And just don't come back like next year and say, oh well, you said a year ago this blah blah blah. Look, it's going to happen the way it's going to happen. The more successful it will be, the more we'll be able to accomplish, and the less successful it's going to be, the slower it's going to be. It's simple as that. Then here you have like these 3 cards with different access points, to the games, the anime, and the webtoon. Then I figured it would be a really nice idea to have sort of like really all the aliens in one place, especially because we will have a lot of people coming in that are not really familiar with the complete mythology of everything. So I have this sort of really neat kind of star map-ish looking entry point where you can just sort of like roll over those icons, and then you get like one of the aliens. And then there's a gallery, that shows like the main beings from the Stargazer Lyra. Obviously we're going to have, more characters with names and everything like that as the project goes along, but it will just sort of give you an idea what you can expect like in this first section. Also, with all of those galleries, just click on an image and you'll get the light box. Then you see the different races. Click on those arrows here and they'll get you through everything, and there's a couple hundred pictures here. I have a lot more, and I will probably keep updating those, so feel free to download those for your own libraries or use them as your social media icons if you want. You don't have to ask for permission. These are essentially just JPEGs. Moving on to the game section. I haven't really talked about the game a lot, because this is something I've been working on for about 2 years, but this is a very, very big topic, also technically very, very tricky and very, very deep, much deeper than like the graphic novels and the anime, which I've been doing for like almost 30 years, so I know this inside and out. The game is sort of like something a little newish, but I think it's going to be an important component because gaming is extremely popular, and it really adds like that level of interactivity. So you'll see here basically an early concept piece from the desert lines of Avion. This is the first model, from Stargazer Lyra that has been completely finished, and is a low poly model, ready for the game, and I really expect to have like the first playable levels up like in the next few weeks. You will see down here a quick overview. You'll see some features, what you can expect from the levels. Like these are like biomes, and there's a Web3 component to it too. There will be a DeFi game. It's called Decentralized Finance. And what's really cool here is I made a little comparison list so you see exactly which features can be played in which version of the game. Obviously the beginning it's going to be a browser-based per level, which is going to be a little more simplistic. You can't really do too much just because of memory requirements. And then you have the RPGs on the PC, which is going to be much larger. But we're going to make a separate video about the game. We're going to talk about the storylines and the exact details. Also, what I've done on most of those things is like you have like how to play the Stargazer game, you know, how to watch the Stargazer anime and so on. 3 cards that shows you like the 3 different ways to watch this. You know, there will be a Web3 version, there will be a membership version, and then there will be like the general Web2 version, like the marketplace or like streaming services or whatever. Then also we got some really cool people involved here who are helping out with voices and music. As much as I like to do everything, there is a limit to what I can possibly do, and don't really do the music as well as, for example, Marion does, and certainly my voice kind of sucks compared to Cameron's, and Mackenzie obviously I can't do because my voice is too deep. But these are really super talented people that I've been in contact with for many years, and they're really into the project and they will give it their all. They will also do the voices for the anime, so that's super cool. I'm very happy. Moving on, anime section. This is a what do you call it? A remodded version of an older teaser that I'm working on an actual trailer right now. You know, I will be 2 trailers. It will be a trailer for the general Sky Gods project, which have like snippets of this, and there will be a trailer, you know, for the actual, you know, Ancient Astronaut thing. This is just something that I had to put in, so I have something. This will tell you basically a little bit about the story. Most of it you've seen maybe from other places. Again, you see those 3 cards here that show you where you can see everything. And then here, this is actually very cool. This is for the first time public an episode guide of the first 4 lengthy episodes. So what we're going to do with this is this. These episodes should be about 30 minutes long. You know, maybe 30, 35, whatever, you know, how long they get. But this is a lot of work, obviously, you know. And I'm not afraid of work. I don't really care. But I want to show stuff fast. So what I decided to do was I'm going to split those up in like little episodes, like 2 minutes to 3 minutes. So like, for example, in the very first episodes, that's where I'm working on right now, is like where they actually arrive, and we'll see some, get a little intro into the whole thing and stuff like that. And you can basically read through like what the season will bring you, and you can also read what upcoming seasons will bring you. Like, the idea is to have like 9 seasons at this point, and these 9 seasons will essentially get us basically to the end of Egypt. And that will obviously be with Enki and Enlil's son, Nergal and Marduk. But at the end of the day, this should be pretty epic. Then also, this is actually kind of neat. The main characters from the anime, and I have like these little fold out cards. So you see like these characters out of Enki, and you see like a little text about him. You just hover over it basically, and it expands. Then again, we'll have like the voice actors and the composer. And then we have a concept art gallery. Again, click on that little cross, and that will bring up a larger view. And also there's a little advertisement for the family membership, which essentially will be like the local Patreon. And that's also where you'll be able to see like the shorter episodes. So the idea really is that once we start the membership, you will be able to see stuff immediately. So you'll be able to read the comic immediately in a very high resolution, basically. I mean, a really good quality. And you will be able to see the animation and play the game levels, you know, as it's being done. So pretty much like a Patreon type of thing. Moving on to the graphic novel. That is going to be the cover for the Stargazer Lyra graphic novel. I have a little 3D mock-up of the book here. No sample pages yet, that will come in the next week or so. And again, those 3 cards where you can see everything. There will be a free version available on Webtoon. Webtoon, it's a Korean Webtoon app. and it's got a pretty big audience, you know. But it will, of course, it will have to be adapted for that. So this is not like the same that you're gonna get in the membership section. So this will be really cut apart, and obviously on a phone and mobile phone, you really don't get like the same feeling. Going to the Web3 thing. That's also something I haven't really talked a lot about. You know, I've been really interested in new technologies for quite a while. You know, obviously since I've started this project, I've expanded massively into 3D, massively into games, and also massively into blockchain. Now, of course, blockchain has gotten kind of like a bad reputation in the last, pretty much actually since the beginning, you know, just because a lot of bad people do bad things with it, you know. But that has nothing to do with the technology. The technology obviously is sound. If it wouldn't have been sound, the stuff would have gone away a long time ago. I'm staying away from AI for the moment, and you know, this is not something, just because I know some of you are going to say, oh well, now he's into blockchain, what's going to be next? AI. Well, there is no real reason for me to use AI at this point. It's just not good enough. But I can obviously see down the road, like for example, so if for the animation, I can train an AI with the animation that already has been created, and it easier and faster can create more animation, has the same feel and the look. I'm not sure how it's going to do that, but maybe that's going to be possible. I'm certainly not going to say no, because this stuff, you know, takes a lot of time. I just want to get content out there. But the thing really is I'm gonna have to say this quickly, because I'm gonna obviously make a video about this specifically, but as I've said many times in the past, the traditional funding has pretty much dried up. Not just for this project, you know, that's a little more eclectic, just for anybody, you know. I mean, whatever happened, let me say, whatever was valid 6-7 years ago is not valid anymore. You cannot fund a project like the way it was done, especially not with streaming. I mean, that is just completely out of question. So you're obviously always looking for new funding models, and I've always said that I do not like Kickstarter. I mean, I'm not it's not a personal thing. It's just that I will do a Kickstarter for Chaos Moon. I may have to add that basically, but that's a different situation, because there's one book and it's a built-in audience already, so it's going to be a lot easier. But this project, to kickstart something like this, it would be an absolute nightmare, you know. And so I've been always looking for easier and better funding things, and I also really want to move away from the physical sending around physical stuff, and going into a digital era. And blockchain has offered a lot of possibilities here. I'm not really going to go into too much detail here, but we're obviously going to be talking about NFTs, or we're going to be talking about tokens. But trust me, the technology is sound, the technology is good, and there is a lot of possibilities what can be done with it. And I think when you listen to my video about this specific topic, you will be pretty much surprised on how cool it actually is. So these are sort of like, you know, what we know from the gaming industry as founders passes. These will be sort of like founder NFTs. We have like 3 tiers. We have like the Star Wanderer, which is essentially, this is just the standing concept art. I will replace this eventually. For people who just want to try this out but don't really want to spend really any money, you know. So you can just get that and just get some limited access in the app. Now the founder, you will get your unique alien, you know, that will basically be generated based on the drawings that I have created, and there will be only one that will be exactly like that, and that will also be the one that you own, and you own it 100%. Nobody can take that away from you. And that alien will give you essentially access to everything that happens in the Start app. Now imagine sort of like you buying a concert ticket and you go to, like, you know, I don't know, Rihanna concert, or I'm just saying something, and after 2 hours that concert is over. Your ticket is basically worthless. You know, you can throw it in a trash. Now, not so much here, basically. You know, you're going to get a lot of stuff with this pass. You get additional airdrops. You can actually generate income with that. Now, of course, for us Westerners, it's not going to be significant. But still, there's a lot of stuff you can do with this. And the Alchemist, that's like the highest tier, and you can literally do anything with it. And we'll see down in the feature chart exactly what that means. Now, one of the things about Web3, and I really like this quote, Web3 is instant shared value. And again, I'm going to go into detail what that exactly means, basically. But that is very true, and this is something that we don't really have on the internet. You may have the illusion of instant shared value, but don't have the really shared value. Then we also have a 2-token system that's going to be in the game and the start app. We're going to get into this in a little more detail. This is sort of complicated. I mean, I can't just, talk about this like in a couple of minutes. This outlines some of the experiences of the start app. You can obviously read this through. Some of the stuff will mean something to you, and those of you who are like into Web3, you'll certainly know what this is all about. Then I have a little quick start guide, essentially what you can do, how to get started. And then at the bottom, this is very important, I'm actually going to try to get this up in the next couple days, resources and tutorials. So for those of you who are saying, yeah, this sounds actually like really interesting, how can I get involved in this? You can read those tutorials in this beginner's guide. And the white paper is essentially a technical guide, and that outlines, for example, tokenomics, like how many tokens are you going to receive if you do X action and this and that, how many tokens have been minted, what is the price of a token, how many NFTs have been minted, and so on. And so all of you basically who are more interested in this, they can read the white paper. And also we have a SkyRoutes roadmap. This is essentially the same roadmap from the front page, but just with a parallax background, and yeah, that's for Web3. Then we have a store. This is actually a really fully functioning store. One of the things that I want to do, that I always wanted to do since the very beginning, was sort of like a limited edition t-shirt collection for each Stargazer feature. So like during the time that Stargazer Lyra is active, you get a limited edition t-shirt. Once Stargazer Orion is going to come in, you will not be able to buy the Stargazer Lyra t-shirts anymore. So essentially whatever is the hot flavor of the month, you'll get the t-shirt for that, and you sort of can build up like your collection. These are the 3 graphic novels basically that we're going to have in the beginning. You see the prices are all kind of high for a regular graphic novel. The reason for that is that there are I've made the experience that collector's edition, higher end collector's edition, are actually doing a lot better, a lot more desired than like regular paperback or cheaper editions. People much rather pay a little bit more for a high-end product that they can put on their bookshelf and lasts for years than like a cheap book. And those prices basically just derive from the production cost. These are hardcover graphic novels on 150 gram papers, signed and limited to 500. So it's a really special book basically. And when you click on this, you'll get to the product page, and you can scroll around here, and you see other products, and you can pre-order this now. So if you click on pre-order, you'll come to the page here, and it will say the price on here, but let's say for example you place an order, you won't have to pay anything. See, so you're basically your book has been ordered, but you don't really have to say anything, pay anything up front. Because I can't tell you exactly when the books are going to ship. I have a pretty good idea, but I can't tell you down to the day. I'm not going to take any money until I know exactly when the books are going to be available. So despite that there's a price here, you will not be asked to type in any credit card or PayPal information. You just can click through, and then you will be pre-ordered. The good thing is for us, the good thing would be to know for us how many are being pre-ordered. That would be certainly helpful, especially with the t-shirts, because these are not like these Redbubble garbage print-on-demand t-shirts. I really want to make high quality screen printed t-shirts, so it would be very important to sort of know, because there is a limit order. Like this one is actually really nice. It's like Orion Empire t-shirt, a very cool design here. And as soon as we have enough orders, we'll make them. Then the membership, I talked about this on a couple places. Essentially will replace Patreon. You get early bird content. That's what I've been talking about. Those like 2 to 3 minute animated clips, or not really clips, I mean they're actually part of the episode. The pages, the game levels. You get the premium content, so you don't get any like webtoon type of nonsense. You know, you get the full versions of everything. You get discounts, get up to 30% discounts on merch. You know, like for example the t-shirts, graphic novels, and that can really like, you know, add up. And of course you're supporting the project. You know, you basically make this project possible because there is no real outside funding. Now, I wanted to price those memberships really sort of like that everybody can afford it. You know, not everybody's coming from a westernized country. We have a lot of people coming from South America that don't have the kind of money to spend. So I was thinking $3.95 will be charged monthly, and then you see what you get, and $29.95 if you just buy it once a year. The important thing is here, you can cancel anytime. So you say you pay the $3.95, you read the stuff, you watch the stuff, and you think it's bullshit or whatever, you know, you don't like it or it's not your thing, just cancel again and you're done. You know, it'll cost you $3.95. There will be obviously no refunds in the $3.95. If you buy a membership, $29.95, and after a month or so you think, not really for me, we will refund you 50% of that. Once you go over the half year mark, obviously there is no real point to it. You know, you see here there's also a galactic membership FAQ. You know, there's some of those questions and stuff like that. This will be active probably in December, as soon as about the first quarter of the graphic novel is done, and we got the first episodes of the anime at the first game level, and then we'll start. So you have something to read, view, and game right away. Then the last thing, the contact form. If you got any questions or need technical support or anything, just fill this out and send us a message. Oh yeah, I did forget one thing. But the Web3, we have a sub menu with the founders NFTs. Again, they'll give you like the 3 options: the Star Wanderer, the Lyra Founder, the Alchemist. And you see like a gallery here of some of those base models, base concepts. Now the idea is with those that when they're up for mint, you will not know what you're going to get. You know, so these will sort of be all like scrambled up together, and you will just get one, and then there will be a reveal. So basically you can't sample in advance what you're going to get. There will just be a blanket like logo on here basically, and once everything has been sold, or respectively the mint period has ended, there will be a reveal period when everybody all of a sudden will see, oh, this is what I got. Now, if you get something that you absolutely do not like or do not want, or you see something else that somebody else has that you rather have, you can trade them, you know, or you can sell them or buy them. And that's one of the great things of NFTs. They're sort of literally like digital trading cards. There is no limitations on what you can do with it. They are yours. I have no influence on what you do with those. You can buy 100 of those, sell them the next day for a profit. Nothing really I can do. Obviously, I don't want you to do this, but let's say, for example, a buddy of yours has like a tiger and you have a lion, and you rather have the tiger, then you know, maybe you can agree on trading it, and that is truly peer-to-peer trading, you know, and you'll get this one and the other person gets that one. So that's actually really cool. And also here, and that's kind of like important, a lot of people seem to be under the opinion that NFTs are essentially overpriced JPEGs. It's just JPEGs that are being sold as digital assets. That's not exactly right. You know, you can actually do it quite a bit, because there's actually the base code of an NFT is like a little tiny mini computer. You can do a lot of things. So there's going to be a lot of features attached to those NFTs, and this feature comparison basically will give you sort of like an overview. I'm not going to go into great detail here, because some of the stuff like ERC 6551, what is that? And most people won't know what that is. And I'm going to go into those in a separate video. So yes, that was it, and we can go back to Homeworld. Homeworld is our landing page, and that was the website. So thank you very much for staying with me, and I'll talk to you soon.